Welcome to the Tom's River Show. Pat O'Melia here, you there. That's why I do the show, because you're there. And we try to inform you, educate you, maybe entertain you, I should be saying. Been a while. We're back from our hiatus. I guess we're about 2 weeks, probably 2 weeks later than usual, but I wanted to give the Shore Show enough airtime to promote tourism. Let me put my clock on to promote the tourism on the boardwalk. That is a big economic engine for Seaside Heights. So as much as I can promote Seaside Heights, and a matter of practice. Seaside Heights is a big economic engine for Tom's River. So the more I can promote Seaside Heights, the better it is for Tom's River. More traffic we got coming down 37 and 35, and people are seeing the stores, and they stop in, hopefully, pick up some supplies, maybe stopping by a car, have dinner at the Tom's River Diner, whatever the case is. Promoting Seaside Heights behooves us all. Like I said, we make money with Seaside Heights. Now, like I said, it's good to be back. A little late, but we're back. We got some campaigns coming up, so we're going to be talking about that. We got the local here in Tom's River. You got the county, you got the state. Probably some feds on there. I'm not even thinking about feds, but I know we got the county, we got the state. You got a very important council race here. We'll be going into that. I know the governor's up. Jack Ciattarelli, he was on our Shore Show with us. Maybe we see if we can bring Murphy and Ciattarelli in before. They're very busy. It's hard to get these guys. For that matter, I want to start bringing in council candidates for Tom's River. I want to try to get a good sampling. I'll probably start with Dan Roderick and then work our way through. And we'll get into it. We got three factions here. You got two Republican groups and the Democrats. Surprisingly, nobody running as independent, and I would have bet money that George Gilmore would have had something. But before we break the commercial, remember everything on the bottom of the screen, how to get in touch with us. You got a news story, you got some consumer issue, you got some issue with Tom's River. I can pick up the phone and call Mo Hill. We're pretty good with all that stuff, so if you need us, follow me on Twitter, send me an email, love us on Facebook, and all that other stuff. We'll be right back.
Ford made their first all-electric SUV a Mustang. Rapid acceleration, reactive handling, 300-mile range. You control how it feels and how it sounds. It knows you. It dials into your preferred settings. It has an array of driver assist technology. Cameras and sensors enhance your awareness and provide you with additional control. But it's more than cutting-edge technology. It's the spirit of it. It's a Mustang.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights. Your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments. Carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Panepinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panepintodevelopment.com. Panepinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Welcome back, Tom's River Show. Pat O'Melia here, you there. Tom's River got a big break. They've been forgiven $3 million in Sandy disaster funds. Kudos to our D.C. representatives there. Actually, I got to go see my buddy Leo and get a haircut. I went there last week, but they were closed. Kudos to Bob Menendez. I know Bob was involved. I know Kim was involved down here. All of our congressional and senatorial people were fighting. Pallone were all pushing for the feds and FEMA and all to forgive the disaster money for the communities here that suffered from Sandy, whether it be Mantoloking and Tom's River, wherever. They were all over Hoboken, Jersey City, and that has now come to pass. I'm sure there's some communities that pretty much paid back the money. They're like, whoa, wait a minute here. Can we call back some of that? Tom's River is not one of them. They still had about $3 million on the books, which is now going to be forgiven. Now the question becomes, what do we do with that $3 million? Because, they put money aside, so I assume there's money aside. They just recently made a payment, which I'm sure Mo Hill was saying, probably said the same thing as many other communities. Can we get that money back? Can we get that? Well, you were budgeting for that. So what do we do with this newfound $3 million? Now, it's a lot of money. There are some good things we can do with that. It's already been factored in. What do we do? Do we just erase it? Hopefully not. Hopefully we're going to use that newfound money for some sort of relief for you, the property owner, the property taxpayer here in Toms River. Again, I should say, I'm assuming TR banked for this. They were putting money away, so I assume there's a surplus there. It's funny how those surpluses never seem to arrive when you think there will be. Can we use the funds for some sort of property tax relief, some sort of rebate, some sort of property tax credit to give the people of Toms River a little breathing room? We just came out, or are we out of it, the pandemic? I kind of go back and forth. We those of us who got vaccinated, now we're being told there could be breakthroughs. You may need a booster. There's a bit of a vaccinated, unvaccinated war going on. I think if you take your proper precautions and you've been vaccinated, I'm not worried about going to ShopRite or being around other people who are unvaccinated. But as business, especially a business community, we're hurting here in the studio from the pandemic, as all small businesses are. Is there something we can do to help the property taxpayer here, or maybe even go to the small business person and say, here, we got this $3 million. Here's what we're going to do with it. Can we use the money to help landlords who are out, a year and a half plus of rent payments? I know there's some Fed monies coming out. If you follow the homeland, Jersey City, where most people from Toms River are from, actually I got a Lowe's Theater Cup. The Lowe's Theater is about to undergo a major renovation. Great theater. I'm sure most of you from Toms River were in that theater one time or another. I'm on the board to that. I'm one of the trustees. Been so for 20-some-odd years, I guess. Landlords, these guys have been out rents for a long time. Like I said, I know there's Fed money. I know Jersey City, as I said, the homeland. I got diverted there with the Lowe's. They just had a phase one where Mayor Fulop up there was making sure they were going to dedicate money to the mom and pop homeowners from the Fed money they had. Now there's a second stage that just began this week, where property owners with multiple properties can come in and get rental assistance, money back for the rent that they missed. But Mayor Fulop first started with the mom and pop. The people on the retirement, that mom and pop, and we say mom and pop, but there's a lot of young couples who went into debt, got all the money they could for a down payment, bought that 2-3 family home, and lo and behold, they're not getting any rent out of those 2-3 families, and it became very difficult for that young couple starting out. The same as it for that the senior couple who depend on those 1 or 2 rent checks. Can you offset some school taxes? Problem with the school budget, it's almost like a black hole with the same budget this usually got down here in Jersey City, down here in Toms River, we have in Jersey City. We really need a forensic accounting of school taxes to figure out what's being paid and where the money's going. Are there low-show, no-show jobs? There should be some interesting payroll situations there. Can we use the funds to assist local food banks? There's a lot of people food challenged. There's so many things you could do. Can we lessen the tax burden on seniors in Toms River? If you got an extra $3 million, let's put it into play. Even if we were banking for it, let's continue to bank for that and try to help people. Let's do something constructive that the people of Toms River can, maybe see and touch. Maybe we offset some flooding issues in the future. But do something constructive and worthwhile with the extra $3 million. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Toms River Show. I'll be right back. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Oh, you're not counting me back?
Sorry about that.
I wasn't told I was back. We're got to get back in the rhythm here for the Tom's River Show. I didn't get a countdown. I'm watching the commercial as you were. Local elections. For that matter, let me introduce the show again. Tom's River Show here. Pat O'Melia, you there? Resident of Tom's River. Local elections. Vote by mail starts on the 23rd. I'm going to vote in person. I like voting in person. We should all vote in person. Unless you're going to be out of the country, you shouldn't be voting by mail unless you're infirm, disabled, that sort of thing. What I'm going to try to do in the upcoming weeks, I want to bring in, at least remotely, interview the council candidates for Tom's River. It's really an amazing election where there was a big primary battle on the GOP line, and there's been no coalescing between the group. They're still at odds, not doing what's best for the party. I'm going to ask whatever candidate I have in here. Like I said, I'll probably start with Dan Roderick. The one question is the Republican divide that exists here in Tom's River, between the warring Republican factions here. That is not helping the top part of the ticket. It is not helping the Republican Party in Tom's River. You're actually helping the Democratic Party in Tom's River, where, you got the Mo Hill Republicans and you got the George Gilmore Republicans, and I think Roderick fits in the George Gilmore Republicans, where they're not working together for the betterment of the party here in Tom's River and in Ocean County as a whole, and the top part of the ticket. When you go into that voting booth, there's going to be a lot of Republicans in there, and you got a divide here in Tom's River doesn't help the up part of the ticket there, but they don't seem to care. There becomes a lack of political leadership. When after you had a tough primary, and listen, it was ugly, it was dirty. Roderick and Lamb survived. Mo thought he was going to sweep that. That didn't happen, but he still got 2 candidates in there. You would think they would all sit down and say, all right, listen, we have some issues, but we got to work together for the sake of the party here locally. Yeah. They opened the door for the Democratic candidates, and that's exactly what it does. And need I remind the Republicans in Tom's River on the council, the last time around, didn't the Dems take like 3 of the 4 seats that were up? The only one that survived that time was Maria Maruca, and it was close. She won by about 204. Unfortunately, Maria didn't make it this time. Again, infighting. A lot of that could have been avoided with a little horse trading, but that didn't happen. As Mo Hill and his Republican group and Gilmore and Roderick and that Republican group, they literally opened the doors. And Roderick knows this. Roderick was a Democrat when he first ran, and then he switched over to the Republican side. It is really conceivable with the infighting going on between the Republican parties that the Dems can come sliding in there again. And probably the most vulnerable would be the Mo Hill Republicans here. Because again, the Dems took 3 of those 4 seats. Now I think Dan is a shoo-in. Lamb I think will do well. Now the Mo's candidates, that could get really interesting. probably, if you look down the road, it is probably better locally to have some intrigue on the seated council. Instead of everybody, instead of it being like the commissioners here in Ocean County, where they're all of the same party, they're all of the same mindset. You know, they hold hands and they sway back and forth together when they're holding emissions, and they probably hum something. There is no really counterpoint with them. There's no real discussions. There is no combativeness. There's no controversy. There's no there. They're always working in concert. You know, okay, this ordinance is up for vote. We'll vote for it. Sway back and forth together, holding hands. We'll do as we wish because we're all together. That's not helping the people of Ocean County when there is absolutely no opposition on the board. You know, that's why you had some shaky land deals. You had some shaky things that happened with the Ocean County because we're all holding hands and swaying back and forth and humming together because we're all in concert. There is no discussion. There is no controversy amongst us. We live in a shell, and we do as a collective mind. All right, we're going to break the commercial. We'll pick this up on the flip side. You're watching the Tom Driver Show. I'll be right back.
Introducing the all-new Ford Maverick. A truck for people who do stuff. And people who make stuff. People like Gabrielle Union.
I make this look good, don't I?
Who haul whatever they want to wherever they want. Like wood to build things made of wood with. And friends to get weird with. It's for long trips that the standard hybrid engine with a targeted EPA estimated city fuel economy rating of 40 miles per gallon helps with. That an 8-inch touchscreen connects with. And any trip that this interior makes more comfortable. But we'll let Gabrielle tell you all about it.
Or I could just tell them it's a Ford truck that starts at less than $20,000 MSRP.
Yep, that works too. The all-new Ford Maverick, built to defy expectations.
Good Friend Self Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self Storage. Let us be your good friend.
I'm getting it. I'm back. We're all out of practice here. We're getting it. Well, me and the timer, as you recall, never get along. All right, back to the Ocean County Commissioners. You may want to consider, there's elections up on the commissioner board, going Democratic there. Not even know who the Democratic candidates are. But do you really want the kumbaya? There's these group, all of the same party, all of the same mindset. Let's hold hands and vote together. Yes, they should yell it out that way. Well, whatever ordinance we're going to read today, we're going to do a shaky deal here. Roll call. Yes, everybody just shows yes. But that's what it's like there. There is absolutely no possible way somebody's going to vote no. No way. They always, yes, we will, yes. Yeah, who the F is behind the curtain? You got to think that when you attend these commission meetings in Ocean County. And I swear, if they started doing that, just swaying back and forth, holding hands, it wouldn't surprise me at all. It would probably behoove the people of Ocean County to get some other friggin' perspectives, opinions, voices, not of the same party voices on that commissioner board. So maybe they would start thinking of ways of cutting expenses. Maybe they start thinking we should start doing some work in-house instead of writing checks with your money. It's very easy to manage when I write checks with other people's money to do road paving, whatever the hell it is with they don't do anything themselves. Everything is farmed out because you're paying for it. They're writing a check, you're paying for it, doesn't matter. You want to do some sidewalk work, some streets, write a check. We don't care. We don't know if county parking, but write a check. What the hell do you have DPWs for? So maybe, I'm not telling you how to vote. We try to give you, as much information as possible to make an informed choice. But think how different it could be on a county level if there was some actual discussion, some actually counterpoint on these ordinance and spending and bonding. Not what you have now, everybody's just holding hands and we're swaying back and forth, voting in concert. Hudson County, where I'm from, when most of Tom's River is from, at Gene Pool, it's Jersey City DNA there. We have a county commission and board, formerly the Freeholders, and they're all Democrat, but they're not swaying in concert on that Democrat board. You have some very independent minds on the board. They probably don't often vote unanimously, and if they do, it's after some very tough discussions, open discussions in public, no matter what it is, from parks to ICE contract to bonding to reappointments. There is always a dialogue that goes on. And not everybody is on the same page. They have to convince one another to get on that page. And it's usually, they got some meetings that go on 8, 10, 12 hours in Hudson County because there is a lot of dialogue. You have commissioners from different backgrounds, different sections of the county where the population is different, the income levels are different, the social situations are different, and that's reflected on that board. But that means a very diverse board also. And when they get into discussions, there's some real discussions. I mean, they get down and dirty there. But they're probably one of the most functional and efficient commission of boards in the state. Nothing's going by without some real discussion on it, some real counterpoint, and somebody going to the legal or to the BA or calling in the county execs or whatever the case is to explain, department heads explain what's going on here. Why is this happening? That happens in Hudson County. That doesn't happen in Ocean County because everybody's holding hands and they're swaying back and forth and we're all in agreement. Why even have the friggin' meetings the way they are here in Ocean County? And I just don't think it serves the people of Ocean County the best to have 5 minds all thinking the same. It's like the Borg from Star Trek or something like that, or the Watchers from Marvel. They're all just of one mindset. That's it. There is no possibility of a 4-1 vote because that just doesn't happen in the Ocean County commissioners. All right, let's break for commercial. You're watching the Tom's River Show, where we do not sway back and forth and hold hands. We'll be right back. Pat O'Melia here, Tom's River Show. there's a couple insurance things we want to talk about. First off, I want to send out props to Bob Menendez, Senator Bob Menendez from my neck of the woods, Hudson County, from Union City. For that matter, he just moved his offices from Newark to Jersey City, down on the waterfront. Bob is standing up to FEMA, well, as FEMA is proposing jacking up the flood insurance rates, which down in Ocean County we know from Sandy on just how devastating the flooding could be, and what's even worse is the flood insurance rate. They're expensive now. FEMA is honestly talking about jacking them up possibly 4 times the amount you're paying now. And Bob is standing with resolve there up to FEMA. I reached out for Bob's right-hand guy, Solly, yesterday. I want to try to set him up for an interview. Even though Bob and I normally talk Hudson County stuff, what he's doing is really important to the people of Ocean County. Because FEMA's talking about starting this in April of 2022, next year in April. For that matter, take this phone number down, 973-645-3030, 973-645-3030. That's Bob's office, Senator Bob Menendez in Jersey City. Tell him how much you appreciate him standing up to FEMA with these flood insurance rates. We don't need it any higher. My kids have a house in Seaside Heights, and the flooding, that's pretty damn high. Again, Sandy was terrible, and hopefully we never experience another Sandy storm. But FEMA's acting like it happens on a yearly basis. Also in the world of insurance, again, this is Bob probably has a hand in this. Bob is very resourceful, but this is coming from New Jersey, Bill S-111. It has passed our state Senate here. It bans insurance companies from using your education background, your credit score, your income, and your occupation to set your auto insurance rates. What the hell does your education, your credit score, your income, your occupation have to do with your ability to drive? Absolutely nothing. Now, this probably came in about 20 some odd years ago. Remember, no insurance companies would do business in Jersey? Now we got everybody in here. And we probably went out and sold our souls to the devil to get the gecko in here and the hands from Allstate and J. Jonah Jensen from Farmers to issue some insurance policies. I don't think that's the case now. And for that matter, if we learned anything from Obamacare, we could probably get into the insurance business ourselves. And actually, New Jersey was at one time, back in the 70s and 80s, and we got out of that and made a lot of insurance companies rich. There is no reason in hell that any of these insurance companies need to use your credit score, your occupation, your education, or your income to make the rates for your car insurance policy. Like I said, this has already passed the state Senate here in New Jersey. Reach out for your assembly people and ask them to support this. Because once you get out of the assembly, it's up to Governor Murphy. Like I said, it's already passed our state Senate here in New Jersey. It's Bill S-111. We got to get the assembly to approve it. All right, we're out of show. You be good. You be safe. I'll talk to you next week. Good night.